guys, it's Shy and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing another get ready with me chit chat style, playing around with some new neon pigment that I picked up. Before we get started though, if you aren't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the party. You're already here anyway, so you might as well. And if you'd like, click that notification bell. It will keep you updated on all of my content. That being said, I did already moisturize my skin with the Teamy Soothe tea infused oil. This has become a lifesaver for my skin, which is so weird because I have oily acne prone skin, but this, oh my god, I'm just like, where's this been all my life? Like, it's really helped tone down my acne and heal it, and it moisturizes the skin without feeling oily. This stuff is incredible. I love it. The end. For primer, I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Revolution Pore Blur. This is such a good pore blurring primer. I find that it does help me stay somewhat matte as well. It kind of depends on the day. If I'm feeling super oily that day though, I'll just bring in blotting sheets and you're fine. And I know this is really random, but if you're ever somewhere and you don't have blotting sheets, but they have toilet seat covers, it works the exact same. Random, but you know what? When you're in a struggle moment, we do what we need to do. So that feels really good on the skin. My skin already feels a little bit more on the blurred side. For foundation, I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation in Bronze Beige. This is a new color that I picked up and it actually matches me perfectly. Let me tuck my hair behind my ears, and I really, really like it. So I'm gonna put this literally just all over my face. This is like a perfect, kind of natural skin color for me because my self-tan's basically completely off at this point. I'm gonna start with my first layer and I'm gonna go in with my Real Techniques sponge. And then I'm just gonna use this little compact for the mirror. And just start blending this all in. I'm gonna definitely go in with a couple layers as well because this sponge, I really like it, but I noticed that it really soaks up a ton of product. But my other sponges were getting kind of old, and it's really good to make sure that you do get rid of your sponges after a while because yeah, you can clean them, but I mean after a certain point, they just need to go. So that's where I was at with my sponges. So I picked up this pack from TJ Maxx. And like I said, they're so soft and I really like the feeling, but they soak up a ton of product. And I need all the coverage I can get. So we're gonna go in with a second layer. And after I do 2 layers, it's normally pretty good. And using 2 layers of my Photofocus, I don't really mind because it is a very affordable foundation. But if you use a high-end foundation, I would not recommend this sponge. I would recommend to use a brush to get your full coverage instead, which I do really like my brushes as well. They just are all dirty right now. So we're just going with this. And then pushing it into the hairline to make sure it's all blended in there as well. And then I just take whatever is left over and I blend it onto my ears and down my neck. So today's look, I do want to do it relatively simple and then have that really punch of neon in the inner corner, I think. I've seen a couple of looks like that and it looks really, really cool. So we are going to try that out and see how I like it. I could hate it. We'll see. For concealer, we're going to go in with the Maybelline Age Rewind. And really get this all over. This adds such good coverage as well. And sorry if my energy seems a little bit low today, guys. I really did want to film because doing makeup makes me feel better, but if you guys have been with me for a while, I suffer from really chronic pain. I have really severe migraines 90% of the time, and I have really, really severe shoulder pain because of the nerve damage. So it shoots from right below my shoulder blade all the way to the top of my head, and I deal with that probably 5 out of the 7 days of the week, and today is one of those days. It's actually been going on for about 4 days now straight, and oh my god, I was off yesterday and I spent most of the day just in bed because the pain was just too much. And I needed to really do my chores and like clean, but I couldn't because I couldn't even get out of bed. And when it's that bad, I'm really light sensitive, so I had all of my blinds closed except for one so that my plants could get sunlight, but it was just a disaster. But anyway, so if my energy seems a little low, that is why, but I am trying to get through it, and makeup always makes me feel better. And if you suffer from chronic pain too, you understand sometimes there's those days where like no matter what, you just need to be in bed. And that was me yesterday. I was just like, I cannot do anything today. It was so bad. Today, if I didn't have to go to work, I would also be laying in bed, but I have to work because I have to make money and pay the rent. And that is the hardest thing ever. And I don't want to call out. So we're going to play with makeup and feel better today. So I got these new pigments. So that's what we're dealing with today is these new pigments. They're from Helen Cosmetics, and they are the most beautiful neon pigments I've ever seen in my life. If you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, you should. It's glamtime_shy, but the look I just posted, because I post a lot of looks on Instagram that I don't actually film, so if y'all want, you should follow me. But it was a neon yellow to green to blue neon faded cut crease. That was these Helen pigments, and oh my god, they're just gorgeous. This one that we're playing with today is like a neon fire coral color, and I'm just like living for it. I am going to set the rest of my face with my Wet n Wild Photofocus powder in, what is this, tan beige? Tan beige. I really, really like this pressed powder. I feel like it sets the face really nice. It doesn't have a whole lot of pigment to it in my opinion, but like it wouldn't work, for example, as a powder foundation is what I mean. But it sets the face just beautifully. And then to contour, I am going to use the tried and true Profusion contour kit. I mean, since I purchased this, I haven't picked up anything else. I haven't wanted to. It's so good. So if you guys need a good contour palette, and not even just a good affordable contour palette, pick this up. Because, I mean, like I said, I haven't picked anything else up since, and I used to use high-end products, and then I was just like, why? Like, why? I'm going in with the medium contour shade and really just buffing it in so that I have really chiseled out cheekbones today. And then I like to take, if I can find it, of course I have all my brushes in front of me, and then can I find the one that I want? This is my AOA Studios High Def E110 brush, and I'm going to go into the light contour shade and just gently put this on the sides of my nose to help slightly chisel it out. My nose looks different from both sides. Like this side, it has a pretty intense curve to it, so I don't contour my nose too much because I feel like it does emphasize that, but I like to cut it off underneath to make it appear a little bit shorter, and I put it slightly on the sides just to give it a little bit of definition. Otherwise, she looks a little crazy. And then for bronzer, I am going to use my Becca Impanema Sun. This is just such a good bronzer. It really adds a lot of warmth into the face, which I really, really like. Because I like to look really warm and bronzy even when I am not tanned. And this is a great way to fake it. Especially when I have a hoodie on, because you can't really see what my skin color looks like anyway. But really just buffing that into the skin. I like to bring it underneath and then just gently bring it down. And then I take my sponge with no additional product and just kind of bounce it underneath here to have it all blended in. And voila, that is it. I'm just looking in here to make sure that we are doing good. And then I'm going to bounce it just a little bit right in here too. And then that is that. For blush, I picked up this blush kit from Makeup Revolution, and I am in love with it. This is the Hot Spice blush palette. And I'm going to go into, I think this more like rosy tone shade right up there. They don't have shade names, I don't think, but it's just that one. And just dusting off my blush brush and just going lightly in here. Like, that's a beautiful blush color. And these are pigmented, that's like super pigmented, that's why I like dust it off slightly. But I love blush. It's like one of my favorite things. I feel like it just adds so much warmth into the face. And then for highlights, I figured I would just do all of my base. Since my eye look, we're really just focusing a lot of the neon right here, so I know I'm not gonna have like fallout or anything crazy like that. I am gonna go in with the Makeup Revolution Highlighter Reloaded in Raise the Bar. It's this gold one. And I am going to use my AOA Studios E127 brush. First, go on the nose and down the nose. I love a good nose highlight. And then just blending it all in through here. So pretty. And it's just like an effortless glow, like that was it. And we're blinding. Now for brows, doing it really, really simple. I'm just gonna take my Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 5 and just run it through my brow hairs. This one I love. It's very cool tone, which works really, really well for my brow hairs. And like shade 5 should be really, really dark, but I feel like it works well with my blonde hair. I really like it. Now, of course, this shade 5 brow pencil is a lot more pigmented than this, but I love the brow gel. Like, look, such a difference. And then it still gives me a really natural brow as well. I love this. I'm so excited, guys. Like, total random note, but my acne is clearing up so much. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I did post my routine of what I've been doing with my acne. It says like nighttime, I think skincare routine, and it was also a shopping haul because, you know, let's multitask and show everything that I'm doing in the day. But that is, I swear it's helping my skin so much. That and I do honestly believe that the Teami oil is helping dramatically too, because I started using that along with my moisturizer, but like at night I like just put a couple drops, warm it up, pass it into the skin, and it is helping so much, guys. So if you are struggling with acne and acne scars and everything that I'm struggling with as well, definitely check out that video because I think it'll really help a lot of you guys. So to set my lids, I'm just gonna actually use my beige highlight shade from the Profusion contour palette, because the palette that I'm gonna go in with, well actually I don't know, hold on. Does this palette have a good setting shade? Oh, it does. I always forget. Okay, so I'm going in with my Makeup Revolution Macaroon palette, and I am going to set my lids with, what shade is this? Almonds. And this is a BH number 6 brush. And I just put like foundation over my eyelids because I mean, I didn't really want to do a carved out brow or anything today, so I always just do that and it works just as good. As long as I set it with a nice shadow to blend everything over, I've been fine. And then I'm going to take my Royal and Langnickel crease brush and I'm going to dip into chocolate, which is like a slightly deeper brown shade, and I'm going to just slowly work this into the crease. And then just building this up to as much as I want it to be. So probably just a couple more times. Just like that. So we have like a good crease color. See, like these shadows just blend so freaking good. And then I'm gonna take my ColourPop little fluff brush and I'm gonna dip into that same chocolate shade and I'm gonna buff it under the eye, so that we still have like a good like brown smokiness to offset the really neon coral pigment we're gonna go in with. And then you know what, I am gonna deepen up the crease a little bit more. I am going to use, let's see, this little Kylie fluff brush, and I'm gonna go in to Heavenly Bite just to give it a little bit more dimension through here. And I'm using a really light hand with this, just to see how it just gives it a little bit more. Really light hand. And then I'm just gonna take my little spongy and go right underneath there. And we are done with that portion. I'm gonna now just reset my lids with almonds because I do wanna keep this relatively matte up here. So it's just like a simple look up here. And then I want to go in and wing my liner. So I am going to use the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, and I am going to just gently, a thin wing. At least I say thin now. I mean, it could get a little crazy. We'll see. No, we kept it relatively thin. I'm so proud of myself. So I'm gonna quickly do the other eye, and I'm just gonna pop on some simple Ardell wispy lashes, and then let's get to this inner corner. We are back. So these are just the lashes. So again, very simple eye look before we go in with our punch of pigment. So these products do ship from the UK. I know that's kind of been a theme with my stuff lately, is I've been using a lot of UK products, but they're just bomb. What can I say? And most of the time the shipping really isn't that much money. The only downside is it does take longer if you're like me and you live in the United States, but like, I don't mind waiting for some bomb product personally. So that's just me. Now I am going to make sure that my brush is clean. I'm going in with my Morphe G19, and I am just gonna pack this product on. I am going to slightly wet my brush though, so I think that'll just help it stick a little bit better. And that was my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. There we go. Now it's wet. Okay. And again, I always tap off so you don't get water droplets. But I am going to dip into this pigment, and then I'm going to work it right in that inner corner. And then starting to smudge it under the eye so that we have that really cool inner corner moment. And again, spritzing the brush pretty decently, dipping into the pigment, and we're doing it to the other side. And the best thing with pigments is to do little packing motions to avoid fallout. And then I'm just do a little bit more on the other side. That is so bright and fun. Oh my God. I am living for that right now. Now I am going to quickly take one of my brushes because I got a little bit of fallout, so just being gentle and swiping that away. It was just a tiny bit in that corner. And then I am gonna go back in with my ColourPop Fluff brush and my macaroon palette, and we're gonna blend out a little bit more brown underneath to help tie this all together. So grabbing my brush and that chocolate shade, and I'm gonna go right underneath my lashes. And that'll just help give it a little bit more of like a blend. Like, see that brown underneath there? It really adds a little something else. And then I went a little bit too low with this brown, so I'm just gonna dab it with my sponge. And that is it for that really cool inner corner moment. Now, if you don't want it to go all the way underneath, you could just do a little like spot there. I just really wanted it to be bright in there. And then for lips, I am going to go in with my new favorite combo. I'm going to start with the Revolution Matte Liquid Lipstick in Vow, and then I'm going to put some of my NYX Satin Ribbon in the center. So just getting this all into here. And the way that it's shaped, it really lets you overline really easily because it's so flat on the top, and I love that. And then I like to really take my time with this liquid lipstick because it is a little bit more on the liquidy side, if that makes sense. So really take your time with it. So now that that is done, again, taking that NYX Satin Ribbon and putting it right here. I like to pat it like with my actual lips, like blotting, and then take your finger and then just dab it. And then, yes, I broke a nail this morning. I'm so sad. I literally don't even know what happened. I looked down and she was gone. And then I am going to set my face with my all-nighter setting spray. And then just give it a little wave. And this is the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little get ready with me. I definitely am going to be playing around with these pigments a ton, so be on the lookout for some really colorful looks. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next video. Bye!